Name of our academy you all know, Devkota Lucent Academy, invited the director and officials of Beijing Lucent Museum at one time and director and some professors from Beijing University at other times, 3 times since its establishment, to attend seminar to popularize Lucent among Nepali readers and also to acquaint them with Devkota. At the same time, the academy accepted the request by the museum to translate classical poems of Lucent. The responsibility of translation was entrusted to me. Then I was member of the academy, now chairperson. After the translation, the book named Classical Poems of Lucent in bilingual version, Nepali and Chinese, published by Chungping Literature and Arts Publishing House, China in 2018, by the joint effort of the academy and the museum. The responsibility of publication was taken by China Pictorial Publishing House, Beijing. Okay, this much, and now I'll go further. The major Nepali translator in recent years to translate Chinese literature into Nepali is Dr. Sarvottam Shrestha. He has translated Nobel laureate Moyan's works. He has also translated Wu Luiming, Cao Jianshun, Xue Mo, Liu Diong, Liu Xixin, and some others. The name of other translators involved in translation works are, well, one of them is me too, Jayanta Sharma, Indira Yun, Dr. Sangeeta Shwecha, and some others. The managing director, Kiran Gautam, Current Publications Private Limited, has also been publishing translations of Chinese literature in Nepali language. With the concept of extending connectivity under BRI, there was an agreement between Nepal's Ministry of Culture, Tourism, and Civil Aviation and the National Administration of Press and Publication of China. A number of 13 books of Nepali writers shall be published by China in Chinese language, and Nepal will reciprocate the same number of Chinese literary books into Nepali language. The Nepal Academy has been entrusted with the responsibility to get the books translated into Nepali. Now let's go to Afghanistan. Turning the pages of history of the relations between China and Afghanistan, we find that the trade relations were working since the Han Dynasty using the Silk Road, which flourished the trade between these two countries, though the diplomatic relations were established only in the 18th century. And after that, literary exchanges also started, but not very much done in this regard. Let's go to Bangladesh. I'll just touch the country because it is a long text, so I cannot read all. Let's go to Bangladesh. The history describes that the literary exchanges between China and Bangladesh are very old, that is centuries old, which highlights that there was medieval time when Chinese had traveled Bangladesh, followed by the embassy of Ming dynasty to the Bengal Sultanate, though there was not a purely literary relation but historical. Because of some reasons, the relationship got broken. It was the 19th century when Bengali literature started to be translated into Chinese. This much from Bangladesh. It is a long too. Now let's go to Bhutan. The border issues are serious between China and Bhutan, so there are no diplomatic relations between China and Bhutan. Therefore, there is no question of formal literary exchanges between the two countries. Let's go to India. The visit of Pariyaar, Sung Yun, Wensang, and other monks to the lands which now fall in Indian territory, and the residing monks over there at different times is remarkable for the Buddhist scriptures, literatures to get translated from Sanskrit to Chinese, where Nepali monk Buddhabhadra played an eminent role in the translation with Pariyaar during this time. The writings of some Indian writers had a great influence in China. Among them were Kalidas, Bankim Chandra Chattopadhyay, Vidyasagar, Sarachandra, Rabindranath Tagore, Munshi Premchand, R.K. Narayan, Sunil Gangopadhyay, U. R. Anandamurthy. Similarly, the works of Lushun, like A Madman's Diary and Wild Grass, had been translated by Hemanta Adalkar, and Ali's novels, Red Poppies and Hollow Mountain, and the work of Ji Xian Lin have also been translated into Hindi. Let's go to Maldives. Although Maldives, known long back as Malay, has a record that a delegation had visited China during the Tang dynasty in 658 AD and in 662. The visit was not related to the exchange of literature between the two countries, but nowadays a little bit has been done in this regard. Let's go to Pakistan. The history describes the connection between China and Pakistan since ancient times through the Silk Road, since the diplomatic relations between China and Pakistan in 1951, after about 4 years of Pakistan's independence, the cultural and academic relations started to extend. This much for Pakistan. Sri Lanka. Sihala Bhatta Upakarana, said to be an ancient text, describes that 32 Buddhist monks from Sri Lanka visited China around 1st and 2nd BCE. It also states that the diplomatic relations between these two countries started around 1st century. Another source describes that literary exchanges between China and Sri Lanka has a very long history since the 8th century, when one of the Chinese monks, Amogha Bajra, visited Sri Lanka and carried Karanda Mudra Sutra, a Buddhist text, to China, which was translated and circulated between the two nations. Now, coming to the conclusion, I will simply read out 4 or 5 lines. China has no history of interference on internal affairs of other countries till date, as some other countries do. So, no country in the world should hesitate to keep and or strengthen the relationship with China, in my opinion. China and South Asia in totality have had very long and literary exchanges since ancient ages, especially through Buddhist and Sanskrit scriptures. This much I would like to read out. Thank you, because it is a long text. And at the end, I would like to say one thing, that, there are so many organizations working in the field of Nepal and China relationship, and we are trying our best to build a strong network among all of them. Thank you.